Hi everyone, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. They do mean the world to me. This is the daily forecast. It is for all signs. It is a broad spectrum reading, so I do speak in broad terms. You need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. Nothing's broken or wrong. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong or you're not on your path. It just may not be your reading today. It's originally created for Monday the 17th of July. It's not solely set for that date. If you're seeing it on a different date, but it makes sense to your situation, by all means utilize the reading when you're seeing it. I do believe readings can be timeless and find us when we need them rather than when they were originally created for. I will be referring back to the Sunday underpinning reading, so if you hear me talking about cards that you don't see in this reading, please check that out if you want more information. It populates in the lower left-hand corner of this video at the end of the video. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is just some housekeeping rules, general things I want you to think about when utilizing the channel, what decks I'm using during the reading, and simple ways, also how to follow me on social media. If you're interested in a private reading, you need to reach out to me either at my Instagram or my Facebook business page. Please know that I will never initiate a sale of a reading to you, so I won't ever DM you to try and sell you a reading. If somebody were to try and do that, it's more than likely not me, so just be aware of that. And then simple ways to support the channel. You can do so by hitting that thumbs up button if you enjoy the content. Subscribing to the channel if you're new and hitting the notification bell so you get notified when I do put up a new video. I do put up daily content, and my readings kind of build upon one another. So, and then I said liking the video. Share the video out and leave me a question or comment on the video. I greatly appreciate that too. Watching the video in its entirety also helps because it helps to bring up my my watch hours, which helps my algorithm. So I'm gonna start saying that. Let's see what's going on in these cards. What does Spirit want us to know? What do we need to be aware of? Okay, so our card for the day is, hey, it's the Tower. So it says disruption and conflict. Tower's major arcana energy, and I am going to say this, from the Sunday reading, we had the moon, which is major arcana energy, kicking off the week. So underpinning this Tower is the moon. Tower is always about kind of something being shifted, changing, moving in a different direction than expected. Oftentimes we want to fight the Tower. I always believe that when we lean into the Tower or the change and we let things fall let the pieces sort of fall where they may, only then do we shift into sort of that acceptance, and then we can start to begin to rebuild on maybe a better foundation or with a little bit more wisdom, a little bit more awareness, that kind of a thing. The moon underpinning this says to me that I think that whatever this change is, however big it may be, or disruptive or unexpected it may be, I think that it's for a good reason, if that makes sense, in the sense that the moon's energy underpinning this forces us to trust what we know to be true, even in the face of, say, shifts and changes that are going on around us that maybe were unexpected or not sort of like our desired first thought outcome, if that makes sense. And so rolling with this and staying solid within ourselves, I think, is going to be key. This shift or change could create a little bit of uncertainty with that moon energy underneath all of this. But in that uncertainty, the very uncertainty that we don't want or that we're trying to resist is the thing that pushes us towards the energy of the moon, which enables us to kind of learn to trust ourselves, right? Learn to make our choices, choose our battles, make our decisions from a place that may feel unstable, but it almost induces us or forces us to create stability where we don't necessarily feel like there is any. And so I don't think that this is a bad shift or change. I just think that it's maybe unexpected, or not like how we thought this was going to go. But ultimately, it's like leading us to something better. If that makes any sense. Like with the tower, the card that immediately follows the tower is the star. And there's a peace and a healing that comes with that energy or with this transformation that we want to be aware of. If anything is falling apart, just let it. Like, let it go. Don't fight against it, because that in that fight, in that resistance, in that effort to push towards keeping things the same or holding things together, that's when we feel the pain or the disturbance of the tower even more so, because we're kind of trying to go against the greater picture here, or trying to keep something in place that isn't really working out anyways. And the moon, to me, also indicates that we've already kind of probably had an intuitional hit or some sort of awareness that these are not your droids, as they say in Star Wars. Like this is not your like ultimately somewhere underneath all of this, within this shift or change, we've kind of intuitively known that this was coming, or that the change needed to happen. So my feeling is to embrace it. I almost feel a sense of empowerment from this tower. Let's see what's going on in the Cosmic Insights deck. Intimacy, sexual chemistry, and reminiscing. We may not want to let this go due to feelings of heartfelt emotion around whatever it is, right? Whether it be a relationship, a situation, or an outcome. This intimacy card makes me feel like it's the word reminiscing that really pulls me off of this intimacy card. Like there might have been this dream, desire, goal, outcome that we had our sights set on, that it may not happen. It doesn't feel like it can, in the way that things are as they are now in the present moment. And that's why the tower needs to come in and kind of fall apart or be dismantled. So, and with intimacy, the word intimacy also makes me think we need to be really honest with ourselves. And the reason why I say that is because there is this sort of clarity that comes about this week in the Sunday reading that leads us to justice. There's a truth, whether that's an internal truth of our own. This intimacy is about becoming honest with ourselves and, looking at a situation really honestly and seeing it maybe for what it is, and letting it like re establish itself, or change altogether, or completely move out of our space. However we're experiencing this tower, we can't fight against it. So, and this intimacy too, also it feels like this idea of relying upon this ourself, our own wisdom, our own knowledge, while these shifts, and that's kind of the force push of the moon. It's like it's forcing us to kind of maybe go inward. We saw the Six of Swords yesterday in the Sunday reading. We also saw the Four of Swords. So it's requiring us, the broader spectrum, or the underpinning energy of this week is about going in and clearing our thoughts, getting honest about our thoughts, getting truthful about our thoughts, or how we communicate within a situation or relationship or whatever, and allowing that while the transformations are taking place in the outside sort of elements of whatever it is we're dealing with, being honest with ourselves and truthful with ourselves, and really almost bare or vulnerable in how we think, communicate, what we were holding on to, why we were holding on to it, understanding that, and being willing to, once we have that understanding, once we have that realization, we're able to kind of roll with the changes of the tower more easily. Remember too, the grounding stone this week is forgive. So there could be a situation or person or relationship that we need to like forgive, and get honest with our role in things, or did we stay too long? whatever it is, being honest with ourselves is going to help us through this situation, is what I feel like. Let's go to the Star Maiden Oracle and see, or Star Maiden Tarot. This is a Major Arcana card uh, that is coming from Spirit. And this is Jesus Christ. This is Future 16. This is Disappointment and New Start. This is the Tower. Again, we have double towers. Something here needs to shift, and it's going to shift. It has to shift. It's almost like we cannot fight it. But in that shift, that spaceship that's sort of blasting off, it leads us to a new outcome or a new path, a new perspective or like vision. That opens things up for us, actually, is my feeling. Like this tower, this double tower moment here doesn't feel. It could be the very thing that's falling apart that brings us about the clarity that the moon might have been obscuring, right? Or that it challenges us to find that clarity within ourselves so that we can move forward. There is something beyond this, though, beyond this change, beyond this transformation, that we almost, I feel like, need to be like this second tower card gives me a sense of excitement. Like it's almost like I want to say how we choose to relate to this situation. We can choose to either fight it or we can choose to be excited by it and allow the transformation to really propel us forward in a way that is exciting and leads us towards the future. Yes, it may come with a little bit of sadness or disruption or disappointment, but ultimately it sets us on a new path or towards a new goal or towards a new outcome that we didn't otherwise have. And it feels kind of dynamic with this second tower card here. So let's go to the clarifiers and see what's going on here. We have the sun. We have the star, what did I say? And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Shit. We're ready for this. Or if we're not ready for this, if we're fighting this in any way, stop. This change, this shift, this, I mean, this could be someone else around us that's also experiencing this tower moment or these shifts or changes. Something could be transforming in a very grand, big way, but it's bringing about a truth, an honesty, a clarity, a healing, a new opportunity. That's like that Sun, Star, Ace of Pentacles is an amazing run of cards. It's all about, whatever was obscured. And we also remember underpinning this is the moon. So we have these like sort of planetary influences of the sun, the moon, and the stars here in these cards. It's leading us to this new opportunity in the 3D world, be it a relationship, a situation, a new job, a new opportunity to make money, where we thought the other way that we were doing it was going to be the way that it worked out. It's not necessarily going to be the way. There's a new path being shown, and this path brings us more peace, more healing, more harmony, more invigoration. This, and I'm going to say this about these clarifiers too, this could be a little bit more long-term in the process rather than immediately in this day of this reading that we're feeling. Does that make sense? So tower moments don't necessarily, I mean, they can come abruptly and happen quickly, but this could be something that's dismantling that. The Sun, Star, Ace of Pentacles is a longer term realization or awareness of opportunity, healing, growth, expansion, truth that unfolds over time. But it's powerful and it's opportune and we want it. So my gut is telling me here, we want this tower to fall, or we want this change to happen. That's that spaceship popping off of that future card there. That tower card is like moving us towards new horizons that we didn't even know were possible. And the sun sort of shines that light, and the intuition of the moon challenges us to trust this change. In that trust, we come into the peace and the healing and the balance and the harmony of the star, and we begin to set out on new opportunities of the Ace of Pentacles that are being given to us by Spirit. that we didn't actually know existed in some way. Let's go to the grounding stone. And being truly honest with ourselves is going to be key during this time. Like, is this the right thing for me? You know, is this really working for me? That's that intimacy card. It's this idea of getting and being really honest within a situation or with a partner or whoever you're with. Like, that's going to help bring about the healing and shine the light and create the expansion. And that truth could bring about disappointment or change or disruption, but it's ultimately for the highest good of everyone involved. I hope that makes sense. So here is the grounding stone. It's respect. I think that with respect, this keys me into that intimacy card about respecting ourselves enough to be honest with ourselves around a situation, person, whatever, that and respecting that situation or that person to be honest with them. That allows us, or that enables us to kind of create this tower moment, or be true to ourselves through this tower moment, respecting that truth, respecting the tower moment for what it is and the change that it can bring about, honoring it in a way, understand, remember, you know, that's the other thing too, as I'm saying, honoring it in a way. That card from yesterday, the Cosmic Insights Oracle card from yesterday, was about cycles. It was about things dying, and being reborn. And we had the death card yesterday. This death card is this transformation of the tower. Something big is leaving or departing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to get wrecked by it. Does that make sense? We can respect the change, the power of that change, the possibility that lies within on the other side of that change, and allow that to God, my camera's like a little bit there we go, out of focus. Allow that respect, like that respect, to kind of almost keep us in a really good place throughout this change. I hope that makes sense, because that's kind of what I'm feeling. And forgiving ourselves or whatever is outside of our control during this time, understanding that this change is needed, and it's almost resetting our course towards something like I don't think we even saw coming or realized was possible. I hope that makes sense, you guys. That's your reading for the day. This feels like some really big transformative energy, so prepare yourself, and it could be a little bit more long term. And remember, we have the new moon, so new moons are about new beginnings and creation. Please like the video, share the video out, leave me a question or comment, and subscribe to the channel hitting that notification bell. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, and have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.